Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.
Hello friends, and welcome to Fairfield Today. I'm your host, Paul Jackson. Thank you for joining us downtown in the lobby, as always. At Fairfield Federal, we are in the downtown lobby, so it's as we look out our window here on Main Street, is just a fabulously beautiful day in downtown Lancaster, so it's a pleasure to have you with us. For a decade now, I think a name that most people will be somewhat or very familiar with are the Garrett Players. A group that started, as I said, a decade ago doing live theater here in Lancaster. They were the first group to start doing that. It's a pleasure to have with me a young lady that's been involved with them for a while, Cathy Bitler.
Hi, Paul.
Cathy, how are you?
I couldn't be better. How are you
today? Good to see you.
Oh, always a pleasure.
You can't stay unbusy. We know that of you. No. Retirement hit a few years ago, yet here you are.
Having the time of my life. Retirement is wonderful. I highly encourage it to anybody.
I'd have done it 20 years earlier if I could have found a way to eat.
Well, there is that.
You had that. So, but so many people get involved in things, and this is one of the things I know you weren't involved in this until you retired a few years ago, and now I'm guessing you really enjoy your involvement in the Garrett Players.
Oh, I'm having a ball with this. You know, I was very active in theater when I was in high school.
Sure.
And then, college and jobs and families and
things happen
and all of that. So I had told my husband Dave that one of the things I really wanted to get involved in after retirement was community theater, and Garrett Players gave me the great opportunity.
And here
to
you
do
are.
That.
You know, I think back when I think about the Garrett Players, when I knew we were going to have you on and you're going to talk about it, I can remember having Ron Keaton on for the first time with this new group that he was really on the ground floor, wanted to get going. Ron was real serious about acting and playing. He just absolutely loved it. When it wasn't here, he did it in Columbus, and I think he finally figured out, let's get something going in Lancaster, and it has been tremendous. Having gone to many of the plays, and I think people would know that the Garrett Players, they get their name from the Garrett Room at the library where you perform. And what a wonderful setting up there to do that. It's just a very neat thing.
It is a tremendous opportunity to present theater in the round.
Yeah.
And yes, you're right. This was Ron's passion. We saw a number of plays that Ron was in, some of those in Columbus as well. And in 2011, when he brought the idea for Garrett Players and spearheaded that and got it going as a way for local adults, busy working people, to get involved with live theater right here and to benefit a cause like Friends of the Library. It was a win-win situation for the community all the way around.
Well, I can when he told me how this is going to work, and I forget the term, you'll tell me what it is, sure, because you have the book in front of you. There's a term for that.
It's a staged reading.
Staged reading. I thought, how goofy is this? People are going to walk around. Hell, you don't even have to remember your lines. You just walk around and but I don't even see that book. I don't even see it. I'm watching your face up there. I'm watching everybody's face, and frankly, nobody looks at their book. That's just the way it is. But it's just a play.
It absolutely is. We invite and encourage the audience to use their imagination.
Sure.
And that's exactly what happens. I mean, I've sat in that audience many times, and I completely forgot.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
The actors have their script right there in the hand. I remember going to see Deb Smith in Driving Miss Daisy. Yep. She had that script the entire time, but about 5 minutes into it, I forgot the script was there.
And she didn't even know it was there because they never look at them.
I'm not going to promise that I won't be looking at my script.
But it is such a small factor in this. Now we have a new play going, and you are a player coach in this. I believe you termed yourself the Barbra Streisand of local theater. You are not only an actress or an actor in this, which you have done many times, but you are the director. Is this your first
This is my first
time into the directing world? Will it be your last?
I don't know. Well, that's yet to be seen. I suppose the audience will tell me that. In 2019, July of 2019, when Ron handed me this script, and he said to me, I would like for you to be a help to me. I'm going to direct this show. I want you to be the assistant director.
Back in 19?
19.
Okay.
And I said, oh, Ron, I would love to. What is my job? He said, keep your mouth shut. Paul, do you think I could have done that?
He knew you better
He
knew you well enough that that has to be tongue-in-cheek.
Well, and sadly then after Ron passed away, we wanted so much to do this show because it was one that Ron chose himself. And it's had a special place in his heart. So Marilyn Steiner and the board from Garrett Players approached me and asked if I would direct, and I said yes. We had the show cast last year, then COVID hit.
Funny thing happened on the way to the Garrett room.
Funny thing happened on the way to the Garrett, yes. The COVID hit, and when the library board approached us and said, we're going to reopen for programming now, and we'd like Garrett Players to come back and do the Cemetery Club, I reached out to the actors, and Deb Smith was one of those, and Deb's had some changes in her family. Her son's recently moved back to Ohio, and she's very, very involved with her grandchildren.
Sure. Oh, yeah. And
Deb said, I'd love to, but I just can't this time. So Marilyn looked at me and said, oh, just do it. So here we are. I've only done 2 Garrett shows, 2 shows 3 times since I left South Central Power, and we'll find out if I can direct.
So this is called the Cemetery Club,
yes.
And it's listed as a dramatic comedy.
Right.
Only you would take something on that would encompass everything in the world of theater, drama and comedy, but it sounds like it could be a hoot.
It is. The show is a lot of fun. And as I've told people, you're going to laugh and you're going to cry.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's that far out on either end.
It is. A wonderful cast who've really jumped into this and taken these characters and are bringing them to life. It'll be a lot of fun for folks. A great evening or afternoon out.
So you had to recast some of the positions, not only your position, but others?
Just the one.
Just the one. Everybody else is available?
Marilyn Steiner is joining us.
She's
she plays,
terrific.
Oh my gosh, she is. She plays Lucille, who is truly the comic in the group.
That would be good for her.
Yes, and she's wonderful at it. Ellen Simmons, who's done a number of Garrett Players performances, is playing Doris. And then I am playing Ida. John Picard, who does a lot
he loves
of
this
community
too. Local
theater.
guy everyone knows.
John is the lone male.
Lucky man.
Very lucky man. The love interest, as you might say.
Yes.
And
to
then,
Ida?
To Ida and Lucille Wishes.
Excellent.
And then
that's the drama.
That's the drama, right? And then Karen Wagner plays Mildred, who's just this interloper who shows up. And
nice.
Everybody's just shocked to see her. But it's a wonderful story, Paul. 3 Jewish widows who have been friends for decades meet once a month to go to the cemetery to visit their husbands. For Lucille, she's done. She is ready, and she has. She started to move on. Ida's thinking maybe it's time. And for Doris, well, those marriage vows, they were death to us part, and it's her death, not his.
And that's where we are.
So that sets up the drama, really, this conflict among these 3 very good friends about what their life's going to be like all these years after their husbands have died.
I can see why Ron picked this.
It's a great
sounds
show.
Like a wonderful chance to get into the dramatic side of things and the comedy side. I can see him just loving that.
It's a lot of fun. It really is.
So it's the Cemetery Club. Got a poster we'll put up there on that. We'll show it. It's Friday, August 20th at 7 o'clock.
7.
It's Saturday, August 21st at 7 o'clock, and then Sunday, a little earlier at 2 p.m. These are all, and I guess the rules probably are the same, still in the Garrett.
Yes.
Second floor of the library. You can take the
Third floor.
Or third floor. You can take the elevator up, take the steps, whatever you like. It opens 30 minutes before
Yes.
the performance, no charge, but the key is it's limited to, what, 100 people?
It is limited to 100 people, and while there is no charge, we do encourage gifts to the Friends of the Library.
And it benefits the Friends of the Library.
Yes, and that was very important to Ron. Over the last 10 years, Garrett Players has been able to give $20,000 to the Friends of the Library. And as you can imagine, without their book sales and some of their other fundraisers last year, they've got some need. So we hope people turn out to support Garrett Players and Friends of the Library.
So I was going to say, usually now we go, well, how do they get tickets? Well, we don't have to worry about that. You just show up August 20th, 21st, and 22nd, 7 o'clock, 2 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. 3 performances. Sounds like a hoot. Sounds like it should be great fun. So you're obviously, it's only a couple of weeks away. You're kind of fine-tuning it now. And
We are in blocking rehearsals and dress rehearsals.
Up at the Garrett.
Up in the Garrett. And as you know, Paul, the reason this works so well for all of us is we don't have a lot of rehearsals. We've done, I think, 3 just sit around the table and read through the show. And then we do 2 weeks of, we do total 8 formal rehearsals. And then 3 performances, and we're done.
That's not much to get it all done. Like I say, when people walk around, you don't even know they have the books. It's just another great play. Great fun to do. Is it fun to direct? Are you enjoying this?
I am. I'm having the time of my life.
Yeah.
Community theater is so important, and this is such a big arts community. And a huge part of that for me is community theater, and I am just having a ball being involved in
Well,
this.
we just finished up recently the festival. Victor just finished up his big play out there where it was a chance to bring back everybody, and now we can kind of continue on.
Exactly.
Garrett Players, I would encourage everybody to go. It's great community theater. August 20, 21, and 22. 20 and 21 are 7 o'clock. 22 is at 2 o'clock. Directed by our good friend here, Cathy Bitler. It's called The Cemetery Club, a dramatic comedy. Sounds like a hoot. Best of luck to you and all the people involved. Thanks for coming on. We love the Garrett Players, and again, it's close to us because Ron was a special guy, and this is a great play in his honor. I'm sure everybody's doing this, so work hard and have a great time.
We will. Thank you, Paul.
Garrett Players with Cathy Bitler. Thank you for being with us so far, and we'll be back in just a moment. Talk a little basketball.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our 2 locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Fairfield Medical goes the extra mile to give attention to their patients, to their guests, anybody that comes within those doors.
There's no question that the staff there are all personally invested in seeing that I got the best care possible.
The staff was so comforting. I felt like she was in the best hands.
They basically gave me a second chance at life, and I'm going to make the most of it.
Dagger Law has been part of the Lancaster community for more than 110 years. This is where we live and work. You'll see us at festivals, sporting events, and all around town. We consider our clients as friends, and we walk alongside you through challenging times. Whether you're a growing business, a changing family, facing litigation, planning your future, or dealing with land issues, we're right here. We are local. We are trusted. We are experienced. Dagger Law.
Welcome to the Dream Machine. Like to be part of Dream Machine, keep me busy, and it's also important that we do it together as a group, and we plow and plant, and we have lots of produce. We have tomatoes like one here, and gourds, cucumbers, squash, strawberries, beets, microgreens. We also have flower arrangement, and we also sell bags, those tote bags out of animal food bags, and we sell them out in the market, farmers market.
It's a special place that keeps people healthy by eating a couple fruits and vegetables. I always show people, first time they pick raspberries and green beans, I show them how to do it like they do it wrong. Picking raspberries and green beans is simple, it's easy for me. When entering some things in the field like pumpkins, the gourds were growing, and everyone likes them. Tasty.
Fairfield Federal. When it comes to our customers and our community, we go above and beyond to help. Our people make the difference.
We were retiring from Tucson, Arizona, and we made a retirement trip out around Ohio, having decided that's where we wanted to be. And we came across this town called Lancaster, and we fell in love with the downtown area where the fountain is and the memorials and the flags and all the stuff. And we looked around and I said, there's our bank right there.
There's something to be said about a community bank in your hometown.
Right. If you live in the community, you should do business in the community as much as possible. So it makes sense to bank with the community bank where you live.
Fairfield Federal is the bank to be at. If you live in this town, or any town actually, you want to bank at a local home bank. And the employees are happy here, they're conversant, customer service is through the roof. There's nothing more you could ask for.
Personal or business banking, whatever you need, we take it seriously because we know you do. Stop by today at any of our 3 locations and see why the difference is clear. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan specializes in banking that revolves around you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Back here at Fairfield Federal, again, if you've seen the billboards, the new thing, they've kind of, had their Quasquicentennial. Now we've kind of moved on for that. Opening doors and closing loans. Good place, as you've seen in the commercials, good place to come is right here at fairfieldfederal.com. Great website to tell you everything they've got going on. Kind of switch gears from the artsy world with Cathy Bitler and the Garrett Players. We're going to turn to a little hoops. We haven't had much to talk about in that, but it's a pleasure to have with us a name, certainly, and probably a face that's familiar if you follow basketball. Phil McKnight. Phil McKnight is now the coach of the Lancaster Thunder. Phil, thanks for coming in.
I appreciate it.
You got a busy life going on here. You're third year. Is this the third year of the Lancaster Thunder, but the first for you as the head coach?
Yes, sir.
And I think a lot of people may not know you as the head coach of the Thunder, but they sure remember you and your brothers who played at Lancaster High School and had such a storied career. Did all 4 boys play at D1?
No, 3 of the 4.
3 of the 4 played at D1. Your mom and dad were just so wonderful people in the community. Now your dad has passed. Your mom's still around. She still live here in town?
Yes.
Yeah, just one of the great families. We all remember Jack Greathouse had his own show, but the McKnights were a real integral part of the career that Jack had at Lancaster. And I would think, if you think back, probably some of the most fun years was being at Lancaster and with Coach Greathouse.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
There's I could definitely tell you about times of camps and throwing Gatorade canisters because we're losing games in Newark, those type of things, but those things resonate in me because of the passion that he always brought. He always was able to bring that level up, somehow motivate you to get to that point.
The halftime speeches, I have to believe there were probably a couple clipboards that got bent or broken in there as Jack imparted his wisdom to your team. But I'm sure now you're a coach now, and maybe part of that was because of what you saw in him. That's the kind of guy you wanted to be.
True. I would say when I was a younger guy, I let him a job shadow, told him I wanted to play for him one day, and I wanted to coach.
Really?
So I knew I wanted to coach from a young age.
Really?
It just took me a while to get to exactly where I wanted to be.
Sure. Well, Phil McKnight is the coach of the Lancaster Thunder. They play their games out at Ohio University Lancaster. And what I didn't know until we were just talking going on, you actually coach two teams, both Lancaster Thunder, but you play in two different leagues.
Correct.
Now, we're playing now in the summer. What league is this? The PBA?
Yes, the PBA, the Pro Basketball Association.
Okay, and are those teams Central Ohio teams?
So the league is based out of Texas. There's 60 teams in the league. All
16?
over the country. 60.
Okay, 60?
60, yes, sir.
Woo.
So between Texas, there are teams in Texas, Chicago, Nevada, Wyoming, Washington State.
Really?
So all the way over the West Coast, all the way to the East Coast, we have teams all over the place. Now, we've lost some teams because, of course, you have organizations that start that can't keep up. So
that happens.
But we still have a good amount of teams that are going. So we have 8 different divisions in the league.
So are most of your players former college players who now finish their college career and now they're still playing, and still maybe some still have hopes of continuing to play in some of the NBA younger leagues? Would they comprise most of your team?
I would say so. I mean, we have about half of our guys. We have some veteran guys that are a little bit older that have been there, and they've done that. They've been around for about 3 years.
They're probably an asset to have, right?
Oh yeah. There's nothing better than having a guy that understands how to calm down a little bit. But with those guys, they're still learning too. But it's good to have those veteran guys that have been around and understand change, understand how to maintain a game. It's good.
Well, you're the coach now, but I believe you're still listed on the roster as player coach. Sometimes you get that itch to, I know you'd probably like to sit out and just coach. That's probably what you would rather do if you had your druthers. But do you have that itch to say, I could get in there and still compete?
It's twofold, if
Yeah.
I could be honest with you, Paul. To be honest, I wasn't ready to coach. I was just having fun playing, being the old guy on the team, trying to teach
You
guys.
were the old guy on
I was
the
the
team?
oldest guy on the team.
Really?
But I'm 39.
That's got to be fun to play with those younger guys, though, and keep up.
Well, and the thing is with that is just being able to help them understand the game a little bit more. And I enjoyed that part. I don't know that I was ready to coach, but when the opportunity came about, David talked to me, and we felt like this was the best situation. And it's like, okay, we'll try it. So, I haven't coached since last time I coached was 2016. So it's been a little while. So it's fun to get back to it.
So you coach at Lancaster Thunder. You get crowds out at OU.
Great crowds.
Yeah, and that's great. I mean, I can remember when the Frontier League came here, and we had baseball, which is now Beavers Field out there, but they coach. We had great crowds for that too. I mean, people appreciate good athletes playing a good quality of ball here, and especially with a name like you. That really gives it some credence and some credibility. I think when they hear the name McKnight, they know this is going to be a quality product. But it's got to be a lot of fun coaching these young men and try to still give them aspirations of doing something even after the Lancaster Thunder.
Right. That's the hard thing. I think sometimes it's fun, but it's hard as well because you have guys that want to get jobs. But the question is, do we know how to do that?
No.
So not only are we coaching to try to get you there, we're trying to create a mindset of understanding professionalism when you take the next step. Our goal is always to get a guy a job. It's not to just have a glorified rec team, a glorified opportunity for grown men to play.
They can play anywhere. You
can do that anywhere. You don't need a crowd to do that.
Yeah.
We need guys that are embedded into the community, that are able to be here, that are looking to go to the next opportunity. We had a young man actually get an opportunity to go to the Middle East, and we turned it down. It just wasn't the best opportunity for him. There were just different variables within the situation that it would not give him a good first time to go. So we didn't take that opportunity, but he still has a great opportunity, chance to go. And it just depends on how well we play as a unit, as a team, really working to get anybody and everybody an opportunity to play.
Now in this PBA league, this big league, what's your record up to this point?
Right now we're 6-2.
Okay, doing well.
Yeah, so we lead our division right now.
And our playoffs coming up for that soon?
Yes, sir. We have 2 games coming up of August 14th and August 21st. After that, then playoffs start the first week of September.
Playoffs, and that is one and done. Playoffs,
one and done. Yeah.
One and done, and
winner go home.
Well, that's really kind of gets the pressure. That gets in your mind. I'm sure it gets the juices flowing. I mean, that's why you play. Yeah. I mean, let's throw the ball out there and we'll see who survives.
Absolutely.
Now, so now you've got the PBA team. In the fall and the winter, you have, what is that, the Premier Basketball?
Yeah, PBL.
PBL. So will that be the same team, just move to another league, or how does that work?
For the most part, it'll be the same team. We're
Okay.
always looking to add pieces and give and make our team the best team that we could possibly have here in Lancaster. So with that being the case, we cannot guarantee everyone still has an opportunity
Sure,
to play.
sure.
Because we're looking to always get better.
Upgrade.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the name of the game. And I'm sure they understand that.
Well,
I'm
you
here
have
as
to.
long as I can compete.
And for these guys, you have to make sure that they understand that, because if you get a job overseas or in the next league, you have to realize that coach, that GM, that owner, the way they keep their organization running is by having the best people in place.
Sure.
So for that to happen, we have to create that same environment here with what we're doing now. And Dave, Mike, and myself have been able to really do that.
Let's take a little step back here. Let's talk a little bit, just for a couple minutes, on the McKnights. Like I say, I remember your mom and dad. Did your dad work at the Fairfield School for Boys? I couldn't remember.
No, my dad worked at SCI.
Oh, SCI, out at the prison. That's right. And your mom, I remember her working at a bank here in town. And they raised you boys, and you were just such an asset to the community and the program. Your brothers, they still involved? Now, you're the oldest. Now,
Yes.
You have 3 younger brothers. Are they still involved in basketball in any way?
Yeah, so Chad, he's the coach at Burn Union right
Okay.
now. He's coached for the last 3 years.
Okay.
Doing a great job down there. My brother Chris, he's in his 12th year. He's about to go back overseas to Finland. So he's in his 12th season overseas.
Still making a living playing basketball.
Yes, sir, having fun. Body's wearing down a little bit, but he does a good job of taking care of himself and really resting when he gets his time off. So he's been able to have that longevity.
Good.
Brett plays for the Columbus Condors, which is another semi-pro team that plays in the ABA. He trains young kids, personal training basketball-wise. He also coaches baseball, travel baseball, and they're all over the country, from Florida to Texas to, wherever they're playing baseball tournaments. He's there doing that as well. So we're still embedded somehow, some way.
Now, did you all just play basketball? I just remember really you guys as superb kind of D1 athletes that were here. But did you play other sports too?
Football. We all played football, but to a certain point.
Yeah. But then you knew.
Yeah, I quit early. I quit in junior high.
Most guys understand, if I'm going to get good here, I got to.
Right.
And every coach wants their kid to do nothing but play basketball.
Exactly.
I get that.
Or football or
that's
baseball.
Right.
Whatever
That's
it is,
right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, so, I figured that out in junior high. My brothers took a couple more years to do that.
Yeah.
Brett quit his sophomore year, and when he quit his sophomore year, then he took that opportunity to just concentrate on basketball. Then he was Division I State Player of the Year. So,
that's right.
in those type of situations.
Now, who went to Akron?
Chris and Brett both went to Akron.
Both went to Akron.
Yes.
Okay. That
NCAA tournament twice.
I can. Your mom and dad just had to be in awe of. This was their dream. I'm sure they were sort of living maybe a little vicariously through you boys, but they enjoyed watching you guys play so much. Everybody remembers them at the game, and like I say, I know Jack Greathouse. I know he was a great inspiration. Now, did all your brothers play for Jack?
Everyone played for Jack except for Brett.
Okay.
So 3 of us played for Jack, and then Jack pulled away when Kyle made his move to Western Carolina.
Right. So just a fun time. Again, probably great memories of Lancaster High School, and Mr. Burry is the principal out there now. Again, he and Mr. Poston, who is at Thomas Ewing, Mr. Burry is at Lancaster High School, and these are probably young men that you can remember as a young person and saw them play and thought these guys are pretty good athletes, because I know Poston played all sports. Burry was a tremendous quarterback and a great basketball player. These guys had to be just pretty good role models.
Oh yeah, yeah. As a younger guy, as I got older, I actually played in a couple leagues in Columbus, some men's leagues and some basketball things with those guys that they got older.
Right?
And that gave me an opportunity, to play against some other kind of competition
and get to know them a little better.
And also have that we're all Gales feel.
Yeah.
So once you're a Gale, you're always a Gale. So those opportunities happened. Those were some years ago, but it was fun when it happened. As we get older, life keeps us away from being able to do those things.
So playoffs are coming here, and your PBA team for the Lancaster Thunder. How can people get tickets? How can people get involved in that? Do you have a website? Or
you can find us on Facebook. We also have a Lancaster Thunder website. We sell tickets online. We also have them at the door.
Okay.
This coming game on the 14th coming up is our Rally Towel game. So we'll have Rally Towels for everybody.
Nice.
And, it's great. It's great to see a couple hundred people in the stands with those towels going. The guys really getting.
I bet that juices them up a little bit to see that. That's always great to have local people there.
We also have, by the way, a YouTube page. I didn't cut you off, but
that's right.
We do have a YouTube channel, so you can also find us on YouTube. Find all of our games
Lancaster
there as well.
Thunder.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's Phil McKnight with the Lancaster Thunder got playoffs coming up, so we'll be looking forward to seeing some good news come out of that. Coach Phil McKnight seems a little. I still think of you as a player. You look like you could still dress it up and get it done out there, and probably there's moments you do. But anyway, best of luck with the Lancaster Thunder, both in this league, and then when does the league in the fall start?
So we start preseason November-ish. So it's more winter. You get a couple months off. Okay. By the time the PBA finishes, we'll be at the middle of September. So we'll get the middle of September to the end of November.
Let the bodies.
Yeah, and then we get preseason in December, and then our first games in January.
Well, the Lancaster Thunder, good local stuff here if you can get to that. Best of luck in the playoffs and to the next league as you move on to that.
Thank you.
Phil McKnight with the Lancaster Thunder. Thank you for joining us on Fairfield Today.
Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.